Happy New Year. Merry. It still works, right? Merry New Year still works.
Brian, what switched for you guys in the second half last week where you were able to put together 4 strong drives like that back to back?
Looking back on the film, I think a lot of it was third down, our ability to convert third downs. I think we were, I believe, 2 of 6 in the first half on third downs. In the second half, we were 6 of 8, I think. So, again, we're a team that we feed off of the conversions and the ability to stay on the field and continue drives. And then, Russ got into a little bit of a rhythm. Guys were making plays. We found some matchups that were good. But at halftime, we made some adjustments. They did some things early on that we had not seen. We made some adjustments and were able to bounce back.
What did the Eagles do wrong against you guys last time? You had the big plays, but they cut some of the numbers down.
Yeah, I mean, they're obviously a really good defense. Personnel's terrific. They had Jenkins and those guys blitzing a bunch off the edge. A couple times we didn't do a great job declaring some of the looks, but it was just, they're a good defense. And we were able to obviously hit some big plays, which was good. That's what you have to do against that team because they're going to be hard to consistently sustain drives on. But really a great front seven, when you got Cox and Barnett and Brandon Graham and just a really strong group up front. So they played really well, and we were able to make the plays we needed.
Why is tempo such a remedy for offenses at times when you're struggling? It's like you guys pick up the pace a little bit and seem to help out.
It's a good question. I think everybody has it. I think every offense has it. We all go to it at different times. It was something in this past game that we just we like to go fast when we can with Russ. It's one of those situations where you kind of put the defense a little bit on their heels. It's not the end-all, be-all. It's not the only thing that you can do. But I do think it puts the defense occasionally at a disadvantage because the things that they study on film that they're looking at, whether it's tendencies or, hey, where's Tyler Lockett or which back's in the game, it makes it harder for them to process that stuff when you're going fast. A lot of things that the coaches tell them during the week, they kind of get thrown out the window because you're going so fast they don't have time to process all that stuff.
You really need first downs, Brian, and short yardages to do up-tempo. It's a little hard to do 2nd and 15 up-tempo.
It definitely helps, because, again, you don't know exactly what you're going to get. We have a pretty good feel of what we're going to get in most situations when you're moving the ball well. So those are some situations that can be difficult, yes.
Your experience of playing a team a second time in the playoffs, how much new comes into it? Are you expecting all kinds of new stuff?
Knowing Philadelphia and Coach Schwartz and the way he is, they'll have some wrinkles for sure. But they are who they are in terms of they're going to load the box. We know that. They're going to have their safeties down there in a position to make plays. They're going to try to get a great pass rush. They're going to bring some of the crazy cover zero blitzes. But through a 16-game season, I mean, they show most of their things. It just when you look at, of the selection that's out there, which ones are you going to get? That's what we don't know, and that's where your rules you have to be able to apply your rules to figure things out. And but he does a good job, and he's going to have a wrinkle or two for us that we expect certainly early in the game.
What did Travis show you stepping into that role last week?
He was amazing. I think we all knew what a physical runner he was, the way he would look for contact and finish runs, but the production in the passing game is really kind of what caught my eye. How cool it was for Russ to really look to him on some of those critical third down situations with him not only making plays but catching the football, knowing where the sticks was. There's 2 or 3 clips you guys should really go look at. There's 2 or 3 clips, you've probably seen it, of pass protection where a guy's blitzing, and literally there's one, can't remember exactly, but a linebacker blitzed and he tossed the nickel back into the linebacker. It was just an unbelievable block. So you felt his physicality. You felt how physical he is as a football player. And again, we didn't expect it to be too big for him, but it certainly wasn't. So the passing game really is what I thought was really impressive.
Russell said you guys had practiced a scenario today where the delay happened on Sunday. Is there kind of a specific teaching point out of that or whatever?
Well, it was just a really interesting situation. Honestly, we're in the situation, we hit, we call a play out of a unique personnel grouping, right? We had 4 receivers, 1 tight end, no backs in the game. And I think what we wanted to do was show them that, hey, when this happens, number one, we got the thing killed, but it's just really more of okay, everybody take a deep breath, let's get the personnel substitution in. A timeout's different than when you spike the ball. You spike the ball and the play clock keeps going. So, again, we've never repped that before, but we repped it today. We did just some emphasis of things and some different answers that could come up if that situation comes up. We'll be better prepared for it next time.
What can you do in a second week with Marshawn that you might not have been able to do in the first week?
I think the playbook's a little bit more open with him in terms of the things that we can do. I think he's a little bit more comfortable. We kind of got what we wanted out of him in terms of the number of plays, 24, whatever it was. But he's much more comfortable this week. So there's things he can do from a pass protection standpoint. Obviously some runs that maybe, he wasn't very comfortable with last week. So it's week 2. It's a week that he's more comfortable with the terminology and just kind of playing the position with the guys that we got, especially the blocking unit up front. It's a big part for the back is how the holes get opened up and the combination blocks, they look a little bit different than maybe they did when he was doing it a couple years ago.
This is the second time this season that Joey Hunt has seen a repeat. How much does that change his comfort level, especially with Hawks?
Well, Fletcher is a tremendous player. If he's one of the best interior D linemen in the game, I think. But Joey showed the last couple of games, like going up against San Francisco and those guys. Each game's different. There's going to be good plays and bad plays, but again, Fletcher's going to cause problems for a lot of people, and we got a good protection plan. Now we got to go out and execute it.
With DK, that touchdown, is that something you look to, like, once he continues to develop? That should be, he's got single coverage out there. He made it look really easy.
Yeah.
I imagine the offensive coordinator look at that and say, we should go and take advantage of that all day. Should we get single coverage?
Yeah, the release was really good. If you watch the release, he beat Witherspoon off the line of scrimmage. Really, it was a great release. And then if you look at it, Russ was really aggressive with the throw because he saw kind of the window open up, and so he put it right on him. Whereas if you go to Carolina, very similar play, right? He's isolated. The throw is completely different. So I think it's the two of them, running the same concept, a vertical adjustment route, and then reacting based off the type of defensive coverage that you get from the corner, which is cool. You see the evolution of those two guys playing together.
So window wasn't there against Carolina because the coverage was better?
The coverage was different. Wouldn't say better. The coverage was different. The guy was even with him, whereas this one, DK kind of beat him clean, so he was in front of him. So his line of sight was a little bit different. But, if you're going to single DK and some of our guys, we're going to take our shots.
The last throw to Jacob, was that the same kind of concept as the throw against Tampa Bay?
It was. Yeah, it was. Again, a lot of things that you look at, you're like, man, too bad. But, yeah, and I think if the ball's in his left arm, maybe it gets in. But again, kind of a bang-bang play, but it was the same concept, yes.
What did you throw at DK?
Obviously he's done a terrific job making plays. I see the growth. I see how comfortable he is with the playbook. Sometimes rookies run out of steam as the season gets longer. He's getting stronger, I think. I think he's playing his best football now. I don't know exactly where he compares with other rookies around the league. It's not about that, but I do know that when he's single coverage one-on-one, that we have a lot of confidence in him. And the things that he does in the running game, it doesn't even get talked about. He is a dominant run blocker, helps us do the things that we want to do in the run game. We put him on linebackers, we put him on safeties all the time, and he never checks up. So very, very pleased with how he's performed, and hopefully in these next couple games he'll continue to play at that level.
With the injuries you have at receiver right now, it seems as though Malik and Tua are going to have to play and step up a little bit. What's your feeling on kind of where they're at and how they can fit in for you right now at that spot?
Yeah, it's the situation where you get into the season late. I think they're both very comfortable. John came in and made a nice play. I wish he was about another half a yard or so, but we have a lot of confidence in him. He's had a good week of practice. Obviously, Malik's a guy that has done it for us at a high level, but this time of year, everybody's a little bit beat up, and whoever gets called on to go play has to go and do it well. And the good news is we know Russ will throw it to any of them, so I think that's good for us.
Brennan, forgive me if you've already been asked this, but the unique challenge about that Philly defense, given that a guy like Fletcher Cox sometimes is dropping the coverage. You don't really see that.
Yeah, I'm happy to talk about Fletcher some more because I don't see him at night in my sleep. Again, I think they present a lot of different issues. Certainly the personnel, the front four is really good. Talked about Fletcher, Brandon Graham. He's unbelievable leverage player. They play really hard, and then of course when you put that with the blitzes that Schwartz and the staff come up with in terms of, like you said, dropping those guys, they do as good a job as anybody in the league of showing you what we call cover zero, where it's all out blitz and then they drop out of it as well. So they try to frustrate you with that, and then of course in the noise it's even more challenging. So terrific defense. So we don't think it'll be any easier. than it was. It was a challenge last game. Again, we were able to pop some big plays, and there were some opportunities that we missed as well in that game. So hopefully we can take advantage of those that we missed, and should be a heck of a ball game.
You mentioned DK right now, and I said throughout the years, this has been the fact that his dad played, and the learning at the foot of that, and all that has helped him transition. What about any of that helping his playoff debut?
Again, I look at the rookies and just see kind of how when you go out there and play in these games, what it's like for them. From day one, it's never been too big for them. I don't know what that is. I mean, I grew up in a football family, and so maybe it's a little bit the same. You have a dad that played, so you've been around the game your whole life. But it will not be too big for him. He'll be excited about it. It's like when we talked about a couple weeks ago when he got matched by Jalen Ramsey. It wasn't. I mean, he wanted the ball. He was looking for opportunities. So he'll be prepared. He'll be ready. Unbelievable note taker in the classroom. That's probably the one thing that I don't talk enough about with him. The way he works in preparation. It's not a surprise that he's had the success that he's had because he works in the meeting room and he's got great preparation. And he's always in Russ's ear.
Anything else?
Thanks guys.
Thank you.